Thank you for tuning in to the 14th annual Satellites Unlimited Oscars. Today, among our family and peers, we honor those who don't just follow the pack, they lead it. These lead dogs choose excellence every day, a choice forged through perseverance, determination, and an unrelenting drive to be the best. They understand that excellence is a mindset, one that demands more, pushes boundaries, and never settles for average. The Oscars is more than just recognition. It's a tradition, a time to honor those who define excellence in our industry. Those who embrace challenges, rise above obstacles, and embody our #1 core value, be the lead dog. Because as we know, if you're not the lead dog, the view never changes. That same relentless spirit drives our future. From maintaining our legacy dish business and building upon our Techscape operations to expanding our core business through our partnership with Starlink. At McKinney Communications Corporation, one of our core values is always evolve and improve. This partnership with Starlink evolves our company and paves the way for our ESOP to flourish and our business to return to lead dog status, making a mark in the telecommunications industry as the top RSP. Starlink is an innovative and rapidly growing company that offers superior internet service to those within our footprint, and we are excited to play a part in it. With the skills developed and honed in on our dish business, we are confident that we can excel in this new partnership and emerge on top. However, none of this would be possible without the commitment and expertise of our field operations team and support staff. You are the driving force behind our success. As an ESOP, every achievement we reach is a victory for all of us. We are all lead dogs, and that lead dog spirit will be what drives this company back to the top. We cannot express enough how much we appreciate and value the significant impact you have on our organization. Without each and every one of you, we would not be here today. Thank you for all that you do. Now, for the moment we've all been waiting for, it's time to honor the best of the best. Those who set the bar higher, redefine what it means to be a lead dog, and embody the true spirit of excellence. To kick off our awards, please join me in welcoming our CEO, Mr. Josh Meeks.
Ladies and gentlemen, members of the Satellites Unlimited and Techscape Solutions family, and honored guests, welcome to the 14th annual Oscars. To everyone watching from our locations across the Southeast, thank you for being here. Even though we're gathered in different rooms at different locations, today we stand together as one team. Make no mistake, today is about celebration. It's about recognizing the best of the best. The technicians, the leaders, the support teams who show up every day and deliver excellence in the field and behind the scenes. Now, before we hand out awards, let's reflect on who we are. We are a company united by our core values. We put customers first, whether that's a Techscape partner, a Dish subscriber, a new Starlink customer, or the teammate sitting right next to us. We improve and evolve relentlessly as individuals and as an organization. We support and elevate our people because great companies are built by great people. We do what's right, not what's easy. And we think and act like owners. At McKinney Communications, ownership isn't theoretical, it's reality. Most importantly, we are lead dogs. And lead dogs set the pace at the front of the pack. They show up early. They stay late when needed. They solve problems others walk away from. They represent this company in living rooms, on ladders, in commercial buildings, and in communities across the Southeast. That's who we are celebrating today. Now, before we move forward, I want to take a moment to recognize two remarkable milestones. We would like to congratulate Chris Harrington and Greg Maddox on their 25-year work anniversaries. 25 years of dedication, 25 years of service. 25 years of sacrifice, 25 years of leadership. On behalf of this entire organization, thank you. And thank you to your families. We are deeply grateful. We have a small token of appreciation coming your way this week. Now let's talk about our future. I truly believe there has never been a more exciting time to be part of McKinney Communications. TechScape saw significant revenue growth in 25 and is positioned for continued expansion in 26. Our relationship with Dish remains strong, and we are now installing Starlink systems across our entire footprint, aligning ourselves with cutting-edge technology and new growth opportunities. The future is bright, but it is not automatic. Over the next 6 months, we must execute at lead dog levels. We must lead in quality. We must lead in staffing. We must lead in safety. We must lead in customer experience. We must lead in accountability, and we must lead in profitability. Regardless of title, each of us is responsible for the outcome. Good companies have values. Great companies live them. So let's continue leading the pack. Let's put customers first. Let's improve relentlessly. Let's support each other. Let's do what's right. And let's own it, because our future depends on it. Tonight, we celebrate excellence. So wherever you are, raise your glass to the technicians, the leaders, and the teams who make this company what it is. You are the standard. You are the difference. You are the lead dogs. Now let's celebrate the incredible work you've done. Thank you, and enjoy the show.
There's a difference between meeting the standard and setting it. The Lead Dog Safety Award isn't about having a good month, it's about sustained excellence. It's about technicians who show up every day and do things the right way, whether someone's checking or not. To earn this recognition, you have to check every box. Top-tier average safety QA scores, an outstanding driver scorecard, an incident-free record, at least 1 full year of service, and this is a one-time award. You earn your place on the Wall of Fame once. That combination takes discipline, it takes focus, and it takes leadership in the field. Being a lead dog means you're out front, you're setting the pace, you're proving the safety and performance go hand in hand. This year we have 2 technicians who have done exactly that, consistently, professionally, and without compromise. It is my privilege to recognize this year's Lead Dog Safety Award recipients. David Urena and Josh Jones. Gentlemen, thank you for leading the way, and congratulations. Safety isn't flashy. It doesn't show up on a sales leaderboard. It's not something customers usually call a compliment, but it's one of the most important things we do every single day. Because at the end of the day, the real win isn't just completing the work order, it's everyone getting home the same way they showed up. This award isn't about luck, it's about discipline, it's about consistency, it's about teams who don't cut corners even when nobody's watching. The office received this award set the bar in every measurable way. 0 incidences per completed work order, 100% completion safety QAs, $0 in work orders comp cost. That doesn't happen by accident. That happens because techs hold each other accountable, because leadership reinforces expectations, because the standard's clear and it is upheld every single day. Safety isn't just a policy in this office, it's how they operate. Please join me in recognizing the Team Safety Award winner, Meridian Office. Let's give these guys a big round of applause.
It is my pleasure to present the award for Warehouse Manager of the Year. The Warehouse Manager Award recognizes someone who truly understands what it means to own it. Owning it means taking responsibility for results, for standards, and for outcomes. It means when something needs attention, you don't point fingers, you step in, you take charge, and you solve it. In a warehouse environment, ownership is everything. It's inventory accuracy, safety, timeliness, and accountability. It's making sure that what happens behind the scenes supports everything happening in the field. Because you own your role so completely, the operation runs stronger. The team performs better. We simply could not get any work done without our warehouse managers. The criteria for this award are a minimum of 10 months of tenure, tech-to-tech transfers, RA shipped ratio, aged RAs, lost serialized inventory, and cost per unit. Thank you for leading with accountability and pride. And the Oscar goes to the jolliest, happiest young man we have on our team, number one in your heart and mind, Mr. Johnny Falls. Congratulations.
This next group is a group that takes on a lot of responsibility for helping ensure that our techs, including the ones that we have already and are continuing to recognize tonight, are supported. We've all heard that behind every good man is a good woman. Well, in the aspect of a tech, behind every outstanding tech is an equally outstanding FSM. When new initiatives are released to our techs, like the latest and greatest, Starlink, our FSMs have to quickly become experts in order to support our techs. When expectations from DISH change, this group has to shift gears and lead from the front. Tonight, we get to recognize three of our very best. While their duties are not always in the field, at least one of these FSMs wound up running a warehouse on top of supporting our techs for quite a bit of time last year. They are judged by the success of the techs they lead. When Starlink equipment is in short supply and we are having to get those supplies into the field, this group is tasked to drop everything else and get it into the field. Despite all of the noise for other items, this group of FSMs performed 1,861 documented field visits with their techs last year alone. This is just ones they documented. There are countless undocumented visits as well. While our safety department does a great job, this team is tasked with getting into the field and ensuring that our techs are working safely. They're required to address driver scorecards when techs are determined to be engaging in dangerous behavior behind the wheel of their vans. While doing all of this field work, they have that same GPS and camera in their vehicles to ensure they are practicing what they preach. It gives me great pleasure to get to introduce this group of amazing FSMs. So without further ado, here are your top 3 FSMs for 2025. Joshua Webb, Cody Miller, Ray Todd. Congratulations, great job. Thank you for all that you do.
Safety, especially on the road, is about consistency. Every mile carries responsibility, every decision matters, and over time, those decisions add up. The TechScape Safety Award recognizes the technician who maintained the strongest incident rate relative to the miles driven, meaning that when it measured against exposure, their safety performance stands at the top. That kind of result isn't luck. It reflects focus, it reflects awareness, it reflects someone who understands that representing TechScape doesn't stop when the work order is complete. It continues every time they get behind the wheel. This individual operates with professionalism, control, and accountability. They protect themselves, the company, and everyone around them by making the right choices day after day. That standard matters. It is my honor to recognize this year's TechScape Safety Award recipient, Mitchell Witter. Congratulations, and thank you for the way you represent TechScape on and off the job. Every year, new talent joins TechScape, and every year we watch to see who's going to lean in, learn fast, and raise the bar. TechScape Rising Star Award recognizes an employee hired in 2025 who has quickly separated themselves through performance and efficiency. This isn't just about completing units, it's about how those units get completed. Production matters, tech efficiency matters, consistency matters. This award goes to someone who didn't just show up, they accelerated in a short amount of time. This individual has demonstrated the ability to absorb training, execute at a high level, and contribute in a meaningful way. They've proven that experience is earned through focus and effort, not just time on the job. That kind of start sets the tone for a long, successful career. It's my pleasure to recognize this year's TechScape Rising Star, Micah Kiker. Congratulations, we're excited to see where you take it from here. Tonight we recognize a lot of outstanding performance, but this award stands a little taller. The TechScape Lead Dog Award isn't just about numbers, it isn't just about production, it's about impact. It represents the technician who sets the pace, the one others look to, the one who doesn't wait to be told what great looks like, they define it. Over this past year, we've continued to raise the standards at TechScape. That doesn't happen by accident, it happens because individuals step up, not just in the field, but behind the scenes. This year's recipient has delivered at an elite level, high production, consistent execution, but what separates him is more than output. He has helped sharpen how we train, he's influenced how we operate, he's contributed to how we improve. He leads by example, not by title. And when it comes to representing TechScape solutions with partners and customers, he sets the tone for professionalism and excellence. That's what the award is about. It's my honor to present this year's TechScape Lead Dog Award to Wesley Carroll. Congratulations and thank you for continuing to lead the way.
I have the honor of presenting the Retail Sales Oscar. This award traces all the way back to 1994, when Satellites Unlimited wasn't the largest regional service provider for Dish. We were just a retailer. If we didn't sell, we didn't install. We didn't grow. We didn't survive. Retail sales laid the foundation for our success, and it is still vitally important today. And this year's winner understands that. I've been told this individual set a goal to win this very Oscar. And in true lead dog fashion, he didn't just compete, he finished first. Sales is a numbers game. It requires confidence, consistency, and the courage to ask. You must understand our service offerings and products, believe in those services, and be willing to make the pitch again and again. This individual embraced those behaviors and delivered results. The Retail Sales Oscar goes to Chandler Wiggum. Congratulations, you honored our past and helped to build our future.
In an industry where in the early days, the only thing measured was how many jobs you could complete in a day, things have drastically changed. Now, it is not enough to simply complete work. Around 15 years ago, a determination was made that our techs also needed to be able to offer solutions inside our customers' homes. I had the pleasure of meeting with our regional account manager with Dish last week. During the course of that meeting with him, he shared when he came into the company, he was tasked with increasing Dish's on-site sales. At that time, the goal was to eclipse 75 cents per work order, a feat that Dish was finding difficult to achieve. As time progressed, of course, that goal and many after were eclipsed. Currently, the expectation, not the goal, is $36 per work order. This set of techs said, "We got you, hold my beer and watch." We had some amazing performances in 2025 in this area. To even gain entrance to this group, $60 plus was required. Our top tech took that a step further and actually broke the century mark, posting an awesome $100.65 per work order. One of our core values is always evolve and improve. This group absolutely embodies that core value. Last year, this group contributed over $429,000 in solutions. And now it is time to recognize this group in order to quit gushing over them. Time to open the envelope. Isaac Welburn, Jonathan Pryor, Richard Blakeman, Christopher Banks, Nicholas Jones, James Boland, Bobby Smith, Josh Jones, Justin Boyd, and William Jones. Congratulations and thanks for everything you do.
I hope everyone is enjoying the celebration. I now have the privilege of presenting the Oscar for TDS of the Year. Our trade development specialists carry enormous responsibility. For 2 critical weeks, they shape the future of our company. They are on the front lines of attracting talent, developing skill, driving retention, instilling our culture. They don't just train technicians, they shape lead dogs. Tonight, we recognize 2 individuals who have positively impacted countless lives of our trainees. Their talent retention rates are best in class. Their trainees outperform peers across key metrics. Their trainees tier up faster. They uphold curriculum standards, and when they're not training, they perform at elite levels in the field themselves. They don't just teach excellence, they model it. These 2 leaders set the pace whether they're training or running routes. And the Oscar for TDS of the Year goes to Carl Broom and Brandon McClellan. Gentlemen, thank you for developing the next generation of lead dogs.
Tonight, we celebrate our rising stars, individuals who embody what it means to be the lead dog. Leadership isn't about title or tenure, it's about initiative. It's about setting the pace. Our rising stars don't wait for direction, they look for ways to contribute. They take on challenges with confidence, they ask thoughtful questions, and they show up ready to move the team forward. Being the lead dog means raising the standard and inspiring others to follow, and that's exactly what you've done. You've demonstrated that leadership is a choice, not a position. The momentum you're building today will shape the future of this organization. The criteria for this award are technicians hired in the first half and second half of 2025 and showed excellent performance in customer satisfaction, on-time arrival, connectivity, on-site sales, and Repair 12. And the Oscars go to Marquise Fussell and Justin Reinhardt. Congratulations. Keep setting the pace.
I have the honor of presenting the Wowing Our Customers Lead Dog Oscar. Providing an extremely satisfying customer experience may sound simple. It is not. It requires punctuality, presence, professionalism, best-in-class craftsmanship, patience, and pride. It means arriving on time, building instant trust, solving problems the right way, educating the customer, and leaving every home better than you found it. These 2 technicians don't just satisfy customers. They create advocates. They embody our core value, put customers first. Thank you in advance for always making sure our customers are satisfied. Extremely satisfied. And the Oscar goes to Brandon McClellan and Jeremiah Compton. Congratulations, and thank you for raising the standard of service across our footprint.
Tonight, I have the honor of presenting the Tenure Award. Longevity is about more than time, it's about character. The individuals we recognize tonight have built their careers on one guiding principle: to do what's right. Through growth, change, and challenge, you've remained steady. You've chosen integrity over convenience. You've made the decisions that protected the team, the customer, and the company, even when they weren't the easiest path. Doing what's right builds trust, it builds culture, and over time it builds legacy. Your years of service reflect not just commitment, but conviction, the kind that strengthens an organization from the inside out. Thank you for the example you set and the standards you uphold every single day. And the Oscars go to Kevin Smith, 19 years. Buddy Wagey, 18 years. Congratulations on this well-deserved honor.
It's that time once again. Time to celebrate the best of the best. The techs who are not only the best in one category, but are the whole package. The techs we are about to recognize were able to brave bad weather, angry customers, and even occasionally an angry manager. They did all this while wearing a smile and turning in some truly amazing numbers. For instance, NPS. The question is simple. How likely these techs customers are to recommend them to a friend or family member if they were to have a similar service completed? The scale is -100 all the way to a +100. This group averaged 98.5 in satisfaction, with 3 of these techs scoring a perfect 100. In OSS, this group averaged $51.58 per customer. That was over $500,000 total. To put that in context, 13% of all company sales are represented by these 15 techs. In speed, this group is second to none, completing over 200,000 units last year. While 15 techs represents roughly 8% of our techs, those 200,000 units represent 14% of all units ran through multiple of these techs are trainers and trained a significant amount of time, meaning they were completing 0 units for multiple weeks. Most would say that speed kills quality. This group showed that this idea is not always true. While completing units at such a high rate of speed, just over 3% of those customers required a repeat visit due to issues with the system. Just to put that in context, ChatGPT says an estimate of how often dish receivers fail in the first year lands somewhere between 1% and 2%. With all that said, you can see why I am so proud to get to announce this group of techs. So without further ado, it is time to open the envelope and introduce this group of amazing techs to the entire company and their families. Brandon McClellan, Bobby Smith, Casey Goodwin, Joseph Foster, Hong Nugent, Bethel Hendricks, Carl Broom, Nicholas Stapleton, David Urana, Jeffrey Moreland, Matthew Jenkins, Michael Walko, Dieter Bullard, Nicholas Jones, and Jonathan Henson. Congratulations and great job. Thanks for all that you do.
I have the honor of presenting tonight's Oscar for Office of the Year. This award holds special meaning because it cannot be won by one person. It can only be earned by a team, and not just any team. To win Office of the Year, you must perform at elite levels across the board. Safety, talent attraction and retention, operational scorecard performance, profitability, and office culture. It requires discipline, accountability, and a team that refuses to settle. The office we're recognizing tonight doesn't just meet expectations, they set them. They lead from the front, they raise the bar, and they make everyone else better. To the team behind this achievement, you are not just a high-performing office, you are a standard. You represent what's possible when servant leadership and ownership collide. And now, the moment we've been waiting for. The Oscar for Office of the Year goes to our Birmingham office. Congratulations, you've earned it. Keep leading the pack.
And now, we reach the pinnacle of tech performance. This award yearly goes to the most outstanding tech in the entire company, rightfully named for our founder, Roddy L. McKinney, with our lead dog logo coming straight from his experiences in Alaska and seeing the Iditarod sled teams working, realizing the importance of having the best at the front running as the lead dog. With this year's winner at the head of the pack, this award will be safely in the hands of yet another deserving tech for the coming year. Here's what this year's Roddy L. McKinney Award winner's current manager, David Weaver, had to say about him. I've had the privilege of knowing him for over 9 years, and in that time, I've truly seen him grow as a man. I've watched him mature, take on multiple challenges, and become someone who leads with integrity and heart. The growth I've seen hasn't been in what he's accomplished, but in who he's become. He shows how much he cares by always being available to his trainees and by communicating consistently with encouragement and positivity. This is how Grant Hoban, our employee engagement and training director and a former manager of this tech, describes him. Hardworking, often requesting extra days even when they were not required. A metric guru, knew his personal numbers well enough to point out when I was wrong. Sharp, clever, insightful, meticulous and adaptable when it comes to his vast responsibilities. Loving family man, avid sports fan, Braves, Chiefs. Just so you know, no refs were paid in awarding this honor to him. Great sense of humor. Always willing to help his peers in person, via chat or on phone call. He was the first part-time CTI and has been leaned on in that capacity repeatedly. He has been honored 40 times as a Tech of the Month, 22 times Tech of the Quarter. He is no stranger to the Oscars with 7 appearances before this year. He was also TDS of the Year for 2023. Let's talk about the numbers. We've talked about the many metrics that our techs are measured on. Here's a list of how our award winner showed out in 2025. NPS, he scored a perfect 100. OSS, $55.45. Units per day, 90.05. R12, 2.11%. Personally, if we had an award for Best Mustache, he would rival Tom Selleck. I can only hope to one day grow that type impressive stash. This tech is always a pleasure to be around and fills many hats. He is always the first called when help is needed in the training center. He consistently steps up to train new team members in the field. And I am not sure he has ever seen a time when a new scorecard was released that he was neither at the top or near the top With all that said, this year's recipient joins a long list of 8 distinguished recipients. So without holding you up any longer, please join me in congratulating Brandon McClellan as the newest member of this prestigious fraternity. Great job, Brandon, and thank you for all that you do.